Everywhere you look, people celebrate talent. They admire the athlete who seems naturally gifted, the entrepreneur who appears to have an instinct for success, the musician who can play beautifully without years of visible struggle. Society loves talent because talent is exciting. It creates the illusion that greatness is reserved for a special few. But if you study the lives of people who achieve extraordinary results, you will discover something powerful. Talent may open a door, but consistency is what keeps that door open. Think about it. Talent without action is potential left unused. Talent without discipline is a gift that slowly fades away. Talent without consistency is like a powerful engine with no fuel. It may look impressive, but it cannot take you very far. On the other hand, an average person who commits to showing up every single day can accomplish things that seem impossible. Why? Because consistency compounds. Small actions repeated over time create massive results. Many people fail not because they lack ability, but because they underestimate the power of daily effort. They become excited about a goal for a week, maybe even a month, and then lose momentum. They wait for motivation to strike before they take action. But success does not belong to the people who act only when they feel inspired. Success belongs to those who act regardless of how they feel. They understand that motivation comes and goes, but commitment remains. Imagine two individuals starting at the same point. One has incredible natural talent, but practices only when it is convenient. The other has average ability, but works consistently every day. At first, the talented person appears far ahead. Their progress is faster. Their results look better, and everyone notices them. But months pass, years pass. The consistent person keeps improving. They keep learning. They keep growing. Eventually, they surpass the talented person because steady progress always defeats sporadic effort. The truth is that consistency creates confidence. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your belief in your own abilities. Every workout completed, every page read, every skill practiced, every challenge faced builds evidence that you can trust yourself. Confidence is not something you magically wake up with. It is earned through repeated action. The more consistent you become, the stronger your self-belief grows. Consistency also builds resilience. Life will test you. There will be setbacks, failures, disappointments, and unexpected obstacles. Talented people sometimes struggle when things become difficult because they are used to relying on their natural abilities. But consistent people develop a different kind of strength. They know how to keep moving forward even when progress feels slow. They know how to work through frustration. They understand that temporary failure is part of the journey, not the end of it. Look at any great achievement and you will find countless moments that nobody saw. The early mornings, the late nights, the sacrifices, the repeated efforts that seemed insignificant at the time. Greatness is rarely built in one dramatic moment. It is built through thousands of ordinary moments that accumulate into extraordinary results. What looks like overnight success is usually years of consistent effort hidden from public view. One of the biggest mistakes people make is focusing too much on immediate results. They want to see dramatic changes right away. When those changes do not appear quickly enough, they become discouraged and quit. But consistency requires patience. It requires faith in the process. You must be willing to plant seeds today, even when the harvest is far away. The person who stays committed long enough eventually benefits from the compound effect of their efforts. Think about water dripping onto a rock. One drop seems powerless. It changes nothing. But over time, thousands of drops carve through solid stone. The water is not stronger because of a single drop. It becomes powerful because it remains persistent. Human achievement works the same way. Small actions repeated consistently become unstoppable forces. The people who transform their lives are not necessarily the smartest, strongest, or most talented. They are often the most consistent. They make a decision and then honor that decision day after day. They do not allow temporary emotions to dictate permanent outcomes. They understand that success is not about doing something extraordinary once. It is about doing the right things repeatedly until extraordinary results become inevitable. When you commit to consistency, you remove the pressure of perfection. You no longer need to be amazing every day. You simply need to keep showing up. Some days you will perform at your best. Other days your effort may feel ordinary. What matters is that you continue moving forward. Progress is built through persistence, not perfection. The greatest advantage consistency gives you is momentum. Every action creates energy for the next action. Every victory, no matter how small, builds the foundation for future victories. As momentum grows, what once felt difficult becomes natural. What once required discipline becomes habit. What once seemed impossible becomes part of your identity. Your future is not determined by what you do occasionally. It is determined by what you do consistently. The habits you repeat every day are shaping the person you are becoming. Every choice matters. Every action counts. Every step forward brings you closer to the life you want. And when talent and consistency compete over the long term, consistency wins far more often than people realize. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop wishing for more talent, better circumstances, or ideal conditions. Focus on the one thing completely within your control, your ability to show up every single day. Because while talent may attract attention, consistency creates transformation. And transformation is what changes lives. Most people grow up believing that talent is the ultimate advantage in life. From an early age, we admire individuals who seem naturally gifted. We watch athletes perform incredible feats, musicians create beautiful melodies, and entrepreneurs build successful businesses. And we assume they possess something special that the rest of us do not. Because of this belief, many people spend their lives wishing they had more talent instead of developing the qualities that truly lead to long-term success. While talent can provide an initial advantage, it is far from the deciding factor in achieving greatness. Talent is simply potential. It is the starting point, not the finish line. Having natural ability may help someone learn faster, adapt more quickly, or perform better in the beginning stages of a journey. However, potential has no value unless it is developed and applied consistently. A person can possess extraordinary gifts and still fail to achieve meaningful results if those gifts remain unused. History is filled with examples of talented individuals who never fulfilled their promise because they relied too heavily on their natural abilities and neglected the discipline required for growth. One of the biggest dangers of talent is that it can create a false sense of security. When things come easily, people sometimes believe they do not need to work as hard as others. They become comfortable. They stop challenging themselves. They assume their natural ability will always be enough to keep them ahead. But eventually they encounter situations where talent alone cannot solve the problem. The competition becomes stronger. The challenges become greater. And success demands more than natural gifts. At that point, those who have developed strong habits and a disciplined work ethic begin to pull ahead. Meanwhile, individuals who may not have started with exceptional talent often develop qualities that become far more valuable over time because they cannot rely solely on natural ability. They learn the importance of preparation, effort, and persistence. They understand that improvement comes through practice. Every setback teaches them a lesson. Every challenge strengthens their character. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity to grow. Over time, these experiences create a foundation that is much stronger than talent alone. The reality is that the world rewards results, not potential. Nobody achieves success simply because they could have been great. Success belongs to those who take action and consistently apply themselves. A talented writer who never writes will never publish a book. A gifted athlete who refuses to train will never reach their full potential. A brilliant entrepreneur with endless ideas but no execution will never build a thriving business. Ability without action produces nothing. Another important truth is that talent often attracts attention, but hard work earns respect. People may notice natural ability at first, but they are inspired by dedication, commitment, and perseverance. They admire individuals who continue moving forward despite difficulties and who remain focused on their goals even when progress is slow. These qualities are available to everyone, regardless of their starting point. When people stop obsessing over talent and start focusing on growth, everything changes. They begin to understand that success is not reserved for a lucky few who were born with special gifts. It becomes a process that anyone can participate in through effort, learning, and determination. Talent may provide an opportunity, but it is what a person does with that opportunity that truly matters. In the end, natural ability may open a door, but only consistent effort has the power to carry someone through it and toward lasting achievement. Success is rarely the result of one extraordinary action. More often, it is the result of hundreds or even thousands of small actions repeated consistently over time. Many people underestimate the power of daily effort because individual actions often seem too small to matter. Reading a few pages of a book, exercising for 30 minutes, practicing a skill for an hour, or taking one step toward a goal may not appear significant in the moment. However, when these actions are repeated day after day, they create results that can completely transform a person's life. One reason people struggle to appreciate consistency is because they focus too much on immediate outcomes. They want to see dramatic changes quickly. They begin a new habit with enthusiasm and expect visible results within days. When progress appears slow, they become frustrated and lose motivation. What they fail to realize is that meaningful growth often happens beneath the surface long before it becomes visible. Just as a seed spends time developing roots before it breaks through the ground, personal development requires patience before the results become obvious. The power of daily action lies in its ability to create momentum. Every positive choice makes the next positive choice easier. Every small victory builds confidence and reinforces productive habits. A person who commits to writing a single page every day may eventually complete a book. Someone who saves a small amount of money consistently may build significant financial security over time. A person who exercises regularly may dramatically improve their health and energy. These outcomes are not created by one massive effort, but by many small efforts working together. Consistency also removes the pressure of perfection. Many people never start because they believe they need to make a huge commitment or produce perfect results immediately. They think success requires extraordinary performance every day. In reality, progress comes from showing up regularly, even when conditions are not ideal. There will be days when energy is low, motivation is absent, and challenges seem overwhelming. The individuals who continue taking action during those moments gain a powerful advantage. They understand that doing something is always better than doing nothing. Daily action develops discipline, which becomes more reliable than motivation. Motivation is unpredictable. Some days people feel excited and ready to conquer the world. Other days they feel tired, distracted, or discouraged. If success depends entirely on motivation, progress becomes inconsistent. Discipline, however, allows people to continue moving forward regardless of how they feel. When daily actions become habits, they require less mental effort and become part of a person's routine. This creates stability and long-term progress. Another important benefit of consistency is continuous improvement. Every repetition provides an opportunity to learn, adjust, and grow. Skills are developed through practice, not through occasional bursts of effort. Musicians improve by practicing regularly. Athletes improve through consistent training. Leaders improve through repeated experience and learning. Mastery is not achieved in a single moment. It is built through countless repetitions that gradually sharpen ability and increase confidence. The greatest achievements often seem overwhelming when viewed as a whole. A major goal can appear so large that people become intimidated and never begin. Daily action breaks that goal into manageable steps. Instead of focusing on the entire journey, successful individuals focus on what they can do today. They understand that each small step moves them closer to their destination. Over time, these small steps accumulate into remarkable accomplishments. What once seemed impossible becomes achievable because consistent effort has the power to turn distant dreams into reality one day at a time. One of the most valuable rewards of consistency is the confidence it creates. Many people believe confidence comes before action. They think they need to feel certain of themselves before they can pursue a goal, take a risk, or face a challenge. In reality, confidence is usually the result of action, not the cause of it. It is built gradually through repeated experiences that prove to you that you are capable of keeping your commitments and overcoming obstacles. Every time you follow through on a promise to yourself, you strengthen your belief in your own abilities. Confidence is not something that appears overnight. It is developed through a series of small victories. When a person commits to a goal and consistently takes action toward it, they begin to collect evidence that they can be trusted. They wake up early when they said they would. They complete the workout they planned. They study when they could have made excuses. They continue working toward their objective, even when progress feels slow. Each of these actions sends a powerful message to the mind. I can depend on myself. Over time, this self-trust becomes the foundation of genuine confidence. Many people struggle with self-doubt because they repeatedly break promises to themselves. They set goals but fail to act on them. They make plans but abandon them when challenges arise. As a result, they begin to question their own reliability. Their confidence decreases because their actions do not match their intentions. Consistency reverses this pattern. It closes the gap between what a person says they will do and what they actually do. The more often this happens, the stronger their self-belief becomes. Another reason consistency builds confidence is because it creates competence. The more frequently a person practices a skill, the better they become at it. Improvement may be gradual, but it is inevitable when effort is applied consistently. As skills increase, confidence naturally follows. A public speaker gains confidence by giving speeches repeatedly. A writer gains confidence by writing regularly. An athlete gains confidence through training and competition. Confidence grows because repeated practice reduces uncertainty and increases ability. Consistency also changes the way people view challenges. Instead of seeing obstacles as threats, they begin to see them as opportunities for growth. When someone has a history of showing up and doing the work, they develop faith in their ability to handle difficulties. They know they have overcome challenges before, and they trust themselves to do it again. This mindset creates a powerful sense of resilience. Difficult situations no longer feel overwhelming because consistent effort has already proven their capability. The confidence created by consistency is different from temporary excitement or positive thinking. It is not based on wishful thinking or external validation. It is grounded in experience. It comes from knowing that regardless of the circumstances, you have the discipline to take action. It remains strong even when setbacks occur because it is built on a solid foundation of repeated effort rather than short-term emotions. As consistency continues over weeks, months, and years, it begins to shape a person's identity. They no longer see themselves as someone who occasionally tries. They see themselves as someone who follows through, someone who perseveres, and someone who can be counted on. This identity becomes incredibly powerful because people tend to act in ways that align with how they see themselves. When consistency strengthens self-belief, it creates a cycle of growth where confidence leads to greater action. Greater action leads to better results, and better results further reinforce confidence. Through this process, ordinary individuals develop the mindset and belief necessary to achieve extraordinary things. Natural ability can help someone achieve quick success, but resilience and persistence are what allow a person to continue growing when success becomes difficult. Life is filled with challenges, setbacks, disappointments, and unexpected obstacles. No matter how talented someone may be, there will come a time when talent alone is not enough to overcome these difficulties. The people who ultimately achieve lasting success are not always the most gifted. They are often the ones who refuse to quit when things become hard. One of the biggest differences between talent and persistence is that talent is something a person may be born with, while persistence is a quality that can be developed through experience and effort. Talent may create an advantage at the beginning of a journey, but persistence becomes increasingly valuable as challenges grow more complex. When obstacles appear, talented individuals sometimes become discouraged because they are not accustomed to struggling. They may have spent much of their lives succeeding with relatively little effort. As a result, failure can feel unfamiliar and uncomfortable. Some begin to doubt themselves when they encounter situations where natural ability no longer guarantees success. Persistent individuals respond differently. They understand that setbacks are a normal part of growth. Instead of viewing failure as proof that they are incapable, they view it as feedback. They ask themselves what lessons can be learned and what improvements can be made. Rather than allowing obstacles to stop them, they use those obstacles as opportunities to become stronger. Every challenge they face adds another layer of experience, wisdom, and determination. Resilience is especially important because progress is rarely a straight path. Most worthwhile goals require sustained effort over a long period of time. Along the way, there will be moments when results are disappointing. There will be days when hard work seems to produce little reward. There may be criticism from others, unexpected setbacks, financial difficulties, or personal struggles. These situations test commitment. Talent cannot always provide answers during such moments, but persistence allows people to keep moving forward even when the outcome remains uncertain. Another powerful aspect of persistence is that it transforms failure into growth. Every mistake contains valuable information. Every setback reveals weaknesses that can be improved. People who continue despite difficulties gain knowledge that others never acquire because they quit too soon. Over time, these lessons accumulate and create a significant advantage. What initially appears to be failure often becomes the foundation for future success because persistent individuals are willing to learn from every experience. Resilient people also develop emotional strength. They learn how to manage disappointment without losing focus. They become comfortable with uncertainty and understand that temporary setbacks do not define their future. This emotional stability allows them to remain committed to their goals while others become discouraged and abandon theirs. The ability to stay focused during difficult times is one of the greatest competitive advantages a person can possess. History repeatedly shows that determination often outperforms natural talent. Countless successful individuals faced rejection, failure, and criticism before achieving their goals. Their success was not the result of avoiding obstacles, but of continuing despite them. They refused to allow temporary defeats to become permanent endings. They understood that every challenge overcome made them stronger and more capable. Persistence creates momentum because every time a person refuses to quit, they reinforce the belief that they can overcome adversity. This belief becomes a source of strength during future challenges. While talent may help someone start fast, resilience and persistence are what enable them to continue when the road becomes difficult. In the long run, the person who keeps moving forward, learning, adapting, and refusing to surrender often surpasses those who relied primarily on natural ability. That is why persistence remains one of the most powerful forces behind lasting achievement and personal growth. One of the most powerful principles behind success is the compound effect of small efforts repeated over time. Many people dream of achieving extraordinary results, but they often overlook the fact that extraordinary outcomes are usually built from ordinary actions performed consistently. The reason this principle is so powerful is because small actions may seem insignificant in the moment, yet their impact grows dramatically when they are repeated day after day, month after month, and year after year. Most people underestimate what they can accomplish in the long term because they focus too much on immediate results. They expect dramatic progress after a few days or weeks of effort. When those results do not appear quickly enough, they become discouraged and stop. What they fail to recognize is that success often operates like a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, the snowball moves slowly and appears small. Its growth is barely noticeable. But as it continues rolling, it gathers more snow, becomes larger, and gains momentum. Eventually, its size and speed become impossible to ignore. Personal growth follows a similar pattern. Imagine someone deciding to improve their knowledge by reading just 10 pages a day. 10 pages may not seem impressive. It may even feel insignificant compared to the goal of becoming highly educated or mastering a subject. However, over the course of a year, those 10 pages add up to thousands of pages read. That individual gains knowledge, develops critical thinking skills, and expands their understanding far beyond where they started. The transformation occurs not because of one extraordinary effort, but because of many small efforts combined. The same principle applies to physical fitness. A single workout will not dramatically change a person's health. One healthy meal will not transform their body, but consistent exercise and healthy choices made over months and years can produce remarkable results. The daily actions seem small, yet they create a powerful cumulative effect. Every positive decision contributes to a larger outcome that becomes visible over time. Small efforts also compound in the development of skills. Musicians do not become masters through one practice session. Athletes do not reach elite levels through a single workout. Successful professionals do not become experts overnight. Their abilities grow through countless hours of focused practice. Each session may improve them only slightly, but those improvements accumulate eventually. The difference between where they started and where they end up becomes extraordinary. One reason the compound effect is so important is because it rewards patience. Many worthwhile goals require time before visible results appear. During this period, people must trust the process even when progress feels slow. The challenge is that early improvements are often invisible. Growth is taking place beneath the surface, but there may be little evidence of it. Those who remain committed eventually reach a point where the accumulated benefits become obvious. What once seemed like small, meaningless actions suddenly reveal their true value. The compound effect works in both positive and negative directions. Just as positive habits create powerful long-term benefits, negative habits can create long-term problems. Small acts of procrastination, neglect, or poor decision-making may seem harmless at first, but they also accumulate over time. This is why daily choices matter so much. Every action, no matter how small, contributes to the direction a person is moving. People often search for shortcuts, dramatic breakthroughs, and instant success. However, lasting achievement is usually built through consistent effort applied over an extended period. The individuals who accomplish the most understand that success is rarely the result of one big decision. It is the result of many small decisions made correctly and repeatedly. They focus on the process rather than immediate rewards, knowing that every positive action is an investment in their future. As days turn into months and months turn into years, the compound effect transforms seemingly minor efforts into major accomplishments. The person who stays committed to steady improvement gains an advantage that becomes larger with time, while others may become impatient and quit. Those who continue taking small steps forward eventually experience results that appear extraordinary. In reality, those results are simply the natural outcome of consistent effort compounded over time. As we reflect on the journey towards success, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. Consistency is the force that transforms potential into achievement. Talent may provide an advantage, but it is consistency that creates progress, builds confidence, develops resilience, and turns small efforts into extraordinary results. The people who achieve greatness are not always the most gifted. They are often the ones who refuse to quit, who continue showing up when others stop, and who remain committed long after the excitement fades. Every day presents a choice. You can wait for the perfect moment, rely on natural ability, or hope that success somehow finds you. Or you can take control of your future through deliberate, consistent action. The habits you practice, the effort you invest, and the commitments you honor today are shaping the person you will become tomorrow. Success is not built in a single breakthrough moment. It is built through countless decisions to keep moving forward, even when progress feels slow. Remember that every expert was once a beginner, every champion once struggled, and every remarkable achievement started with a small step. The difference between those who reach their goals and those who do not is often not talent, intelligence, or luck. It is the willingness to stay consistent when results are not yet visible. When you trust the process, remain patient, and continue taking action, your efforts begin to compound, your confidence grows, and your potential becomes reality. So challenge yourself to be consistent. Show up on the days when you feel motivated and on the days when you do not. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep moving forward. Because in the end, talent may get attention, but consistency creates excellence. Talent may start the race, but consistency wins it. And if you are willing to commit to that principle, there is no limit to what you can achieve.